Hello everyone, welcome back to Align Plans, and today we're going to be going into my monthly favorites and all the goodies that have really worked for me for the month of August. Now that we wrapped up the month, I thought that this would be a perfect time for us to kind of sit down, grab our drinks, get together, and really just kind of dive into not only buying the things, but then really reflecting on how well they have actually worked. So I have these things broken down into three separate little categories. We have some journaling, some stationery, and also some minimalist planning goodies that have really just wowed me for the full month of August. And I thought that I would share them with you in case you were on the market for any of these items. So if that sounds good, then grab your beverage and let's dive right in. And of course, if this is the first time that we're meeting, hello, my name is Meshi, and I am here and I'm the person behind Align Plans, and I talk to you about anything and everything minimalist planning and journaling, and I share this beautiful passion with you. And so my hope for this channel is really just to kind of provide you with some of the tips and tricks and tangible ways and mindful ways that we can use these beautiful tools so you don't just buy them, but then you actually thoroughly enjoy them in the process. If that sounds good, consider sticking around and hanging out with me. You can also follow me on Instagram if you're not currently. My handle is Align Plans. I don't know why we're waving today. My handle there is Align Plans, where I not only give you guys general updates all the time, but then I also give you the opportunity to ask me anything and everything that seems to be on your heart that relates to planning. So if you ever wanted to have your question featured, that would be the place to follow me. So to get started, I thought that we would just dive right in, just because I do have quite a few things to share with you, and just know that everything that I'm sharing with you here, I will be showing you close-ups as we go along the way. So if you wanted to see swatches and things like that, then you will have the opportunity for that. So the first thing that I wanted to actually share with you is a stationery item. I had a chance to pick up in my recent haul in one of the stationery stores here in town. The recent trip that I've had, when I went into one of the stationery stores that also sells both Hobonichi and Traveler's notebooks, and I picked up 2 inks as well as a new fountain pen. So the 2 inks that I have, one is from Sailor and the other one is for Veringule. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. I will show you guys a close-up of each. One of them is like this really dark purple, and the other one is like this sparkly, muted, like almost like a moss green. It's really, really beautiful. I wanted to show you close-up of both of them, and I have a shot of it in the sunlight as well as it sparkles. It's so, so beautiful. Currently in my Lamy fountain pen, I actually bought a new tip. So the new tip is the fine tip, which I have been really, really thoroughly enjoying. And then the ink that I have in here right now is actually the Shikiori. That's the Sailor ink that I have, the dark purple. And honestly, I am so, so happy with it. I think that it writes absolutely beautifully, and the fine tip is definitely the way to go. And I've been really noticing it mainly in my Hobonichi Techo. And also in my weeks, as I kind of write down and journal with it, I find that the two of them just work so, so well together. Now, the next thing that I wanted to show you is actually still within the stationery items, is this pen. This is a pen. It's a Pentel Kami. It's sort of like a 2-in-1 pen. It's a little bit thicker in size, and it's a 0.5 thickness. You get both a red as well as a blue. If you ask me, this actually does not write 0.5 thickness. I think that this writes more like a 0.38, but you know, I digress. I've been thoroughly enjoying that, mainly in my minimalist planning. If you haven't seen any of my recent plan with me's, this has definitely have made a debut there, and you can kind of see it on white paper. It looks absolutely stunning. Now, the other thing that I have found super helpful for the full month of August is actually this little pouch that I have received from the stationery selection. And honestly, this has been so helpful. I find that it has like these little pockets for your pens, and then the other side kind of holds all of the journaling goodies that I could ever ask for. It's also an ideal size if you have Hobonichi weeks and you just kind of want to plug that in, which sometimes I kind of throw that in, but a lot of times I actually use that with my Traveler's notebook. So I thought that we would make a quick mention of it. Okay, next up, this will come as no surprise to most of you. I have been absolutely thoroughly enjoying my Traveler's Notebook. This is the special limited edition that the Traveler's Hotel that I have picked up on the last holiday that I took back in July. And for the full month, I have been journaling in both this guy as well as in the little insert that I had, the passport insert. I'm happy to report that the passport insert, I only have maybe, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 pages left. So we're almost completely full with this guy, and it has just the name July, and I'm going to probably just add another sticker for September because this will be pretty much full in September. Here I have an insert. Again, I will just show you a close-up of this, but I have an insert that actually came along with the journal, as well as I added a monthly insert from Traveler's Notebook. And someone, I've seen one video online that I thought that was just so interesting. Someone mentioned that for their monthly, they literally just write 2-3 words that kind of represents that day, that kind of sums up that day. And I thought that that was just such a beautiful way of really capturing memories about your month. So I am definitely going to keep up with that here going forward. I definitely thoroughly enjoy the whole Traveler's Notebook idea. I find it to be so compact, so easy to travel with, and it's such a unique experience. So definitely close to my heart. And if you guys are interested, I will be bringing in more journal with me videos at least once a week, so you can kind of see like my whole process of how I set up each spread. And I'm warning you, I'm still a beginner, but I definitely enjoy the whole process. Now moving on to the minimalist planning world, this has absolutely surprised me that this even made it into the monthly favorites, but it's definitely worth mentioning. Let's start with the vertical weekly Sunday start inserts that Cloth and Paper has sent out. This came in the last month subscription box. So this was definitely, besides the actual insert, the way that I have been really using it is not only use it for like brain dump ideas, but also I've been really gravitating towards actually just kind of writing down social media planning ideas. Again, I will show you a close-up of some of the previous weeks and how I've used it, but I've been really enjoying the complete weekly overview, and I thought that it kind of beat the actual spiral booklet that I have. And meanwhile, like I've been actually using the spiral booklet for most of the year, but it just gets to a point where it's just like one extra thing to use. So I don't always gravitate towards that, especially when you need to have so many planners on the go. I much rather just prefer to just add a few inserts of what I need, which is kind of one of the reasons why I really love the A5 ring bound planners anyhow, because I can kind of switch out and really customize the planner the way that I'm using it for that given month. Now, the other thing that I wanted to mention that has been really great is actually, I'm going to add this as a combination, is this dashboard idea. This is the storyboard clear, like thick. I believe that this is sort of like I can't remember what material this is. This is like their thicker, clear dashboards that they had, where you can actually create it as a brainstorming session, and then the clear sticky notes that kind of go along with it. I do believe that they kind of go hand in hand. I'm finding myself using this a lot right now, and the pens that work really great with this is actually the Erin Condren. You can use, of course, if you wanted to use a dry erase pen, you most certainly can. This is a water-based pen, so you can wash it off with water, which is really awesome, and is both great for the sticky notes as well as the clear dashboard. So if you ever wonder, you know, what kind of pens would work really great with these type of clear dashboards where you can write on them, that would be it. And you can usually get a kit that has about 4 or 5 different colors in there. So just keep your eyes out. Now, the next thing that I wanted to mention that have been super helpful, that I've been absolutely obsessing over, is actually these half sticky notes that are all about activity tracking. So I really like the screen time, the water, and also the stretching. I like the fact that with the stretching sticky notes, you can actually use them on a daily basis, or you can stick to using them on a weekly basis, but it's really nice when you add a few a few little breaks here and there. So for that reason, it has definitely made the cut. And last but not least, obviously the pen that I wanted to mention, which has been super helpful with this entire combo. They really work well together, especially if you're a creative, especially if you're finding that you need an area where you're kind of drafting ideas, or you have like constantly like kind of put sticky notes everywhere. This would be a little bit cleaner way of kind of doing a brain dump, where you kind of break down your ideas and then you see what your next steps are. This is basically it. We ran through it fairly quickly. I mean, I mentioned a lot of different products. Most of it you are pretty familiar with by now, but this is all I wanted to share with you. I mean, this is your question of the day. What was your favorite thing that you were obsessing over for the month of August? I would love to hear from you. And of course, if you don't follow me on Instagram, then here's the handle once again. And if you like this video, you can share it with your friends. You can subscribe and hit the notification bell. Do all of the things. And in the meanwhile, just keep planning, you guys, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye.